Good evening, everybody. Once again, I'm here giving my thoughts on the budget and the immigration issue. A little upset earlier. I apologize. I think I was rightfully upset because once again, the rhinos in the Republican Party are caving to the Democrats and Biden. But I'm a little calmer now. Got me a little Balvenie scotch here. Very good scotch too, by the way. Um, had me a little Balvenie scotch. Calm down. Still upset, but more woosah. Uh, so I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. The rhinos are caving because it's in their self-interest, not because it's in the best interest of the country, not because it's in the best interest of their constituents, not because it's in the best interest of their state, and not because it's in the best interest of the Republican Party. But it's in the best interest of them and them alone. So, members of Congress, House and the Senate, are eligible for their pensions, I believe, in 12 years. We have a decennial census every 10 years. We've had our most recent one in 2020. We'll have another one in 2030. So that means anybody that got elected basically in 2020 or 2022, in 2032, 2034, they'll pretty much have their pensions. Maybe 2036 if they just got elected, but they'll have their pensions. So how is it in their benefit to fold? Well, it's not in our benefit, first of all. Inflation is through the roof. We're at a little over 30 trillion in debt. We're running deficit spending. Not the only reason, but part of the reason is because of the illegal immigration issue. We're spending our hard-earned taxpayer dollars to fund transportation, food, housing, education, and all kind of other things for illegal immigrants. They came here illegally. They didn't come through the door. I'm not against immigration. I'm all for lawful immigration. Come to the border crossings at their appropriate spots, be properly screened, and if you qualify, then you get to come in. You don't get a handout. You don't get anything other than an opportunity like the rest of us. An opportunity to improve yourself, to better yourself, to provide a better future for you, your family, your children, your grandkids, and future generations of your bloodline. That's what you get. But you can't come in illegally. If you come in illegally, you gotta be shown the door immediately. Immediately. Turn right back around and send right back to the country you crossed over. Whether it's Canada or Mexico. Whether it's across the water or across the land. You gotta go back if you don't come lawfully. Because otherwise we have to pay for you. Right now there are schools being closed to children who need an education, American children who deserve to be in that school. That school was built for so they can put a roof over the head of illegal immigrants instead of just sending them back to their home countries, which is where they should go. And we're paying for it with our tax dollars, all while inflation is through the roof, taxes are as high as they've ever been. We're barely making ends meet here, and the rhinos are agreeing to spend billions more and allow up to 5,000 illegal immigrants a day into the country, and then give them work permits and return court dates years later, and a free bus ticket or a plane ticket to the destination city of their choice at our expense. That's just wrong. It's just flat out wrong. And the Republicans are allowing it. Why are they allowing it? Because they don't want to shut the government down. A government that's so far in debt it needs to be shut down and get put in line. A government that's so far in debt they don't even know what they spend the money on no more. They can't account for every penny, and until they can, they should be shut down. But the rhinos in the Republican Party have agreed to all of this because they're afraid they're going to lose. Right? The media might say something bad about us, or the next election. They're so worried about getting reelected to get their pension, they forgot what their job is, and they're not doing their job. That's the problem. They're worried about getting their pension. They're not doing what's right. I'm ready to start electing some Republicans who are going to do what's right, not what's convenient. What's in the best interest of their constituents and their states and the country, not what's in their own self-best interest. So it's time in 2024 to show the RINOs the door. And the reason we need to show the RINOs the door is simple. Because if we don't show them the door now, the Republican Party will be lost forever. The decennial census is an important part because that's what determines the apportionment of congressional seats and federal budget to the states. And apportionment is done, as I said earlier, every 10 years, and the next one is in 2030. That's what decides how many congressional seats you get and how much money the federal budget you get. And it's based not on how many citizens live in the area, not how many lawful residents live in the area. It counts everybody. It counts citizens, lawful residents, temporary residents, and illegal residents too. Documented, undocumented, doesn't matter. If you're a living, breathing body, human, you get counted. Which means all of these illegal immigrants going to New York and California and Illinois and all these other liberal bastions in 2030, they're going to gain tons of congressional seats while red states losing. Not because red states lost population, but because blue states outplayed us. They outplayed us with a great plan. Let as many people as you can over the border. Let's get them counted so we can get our congressional seats back. We'll win the House back. And then the Republican Party will be no more because they'll control the House for generations to come. It's a good plan for the Democrats. And the RINOs and the Republican Party are taking the bait because they're only interested in themselves and their pension in 12 years. So once again, in 2024, show the RINOs the door.